She screamed at my grandfather in front of everyone for walking. Just walking. The man who taught me how to fish, who fought in Korea, who fixed bikes for neighborhood kids for free, publicly humiliated by a woman drunk on a title she gave herself. It was a warm Sunday morning. Grandpa had taken his usual slow stroll through the neighborhood greenbelt, wearing his faded veteran's cap and tapping his cane in rhythm with the birdsong. He stopped to greet neighbors, wave at kids, and admire the community garden he'd helped plant back in the 90s. That was when the screech came. Karen. Full volume. Sir, you are in violation of HOA protocol. This trail is for residents only. Everyone paused. We all knew who she was, the self-declared HOA president who'd recently rewritten the bylaws to give herself more power, even though the vote was never held. She stormed across the grass like a bulldozer in heels, waving a manila folder. My grandfather just blinked, confused. "Ma'am, I live 2 houses down," he said. Since 1974. She wasn't having it. Claimed he hadn't paid the new HOA fee increase. Accused him of criminal trespassing. My blood boiled as I watched from my porch. My grandfather, who never once raised his voice to me in 25 years, stood silently as she berated him in front of children. But I saw it in his eyes. That old glint. Not anger. Strategy. That evening he called me over with his ledger. Grandpa had been the original treasurer when the HOA was formed in 1985. Turns out, he still had the founding documents, including the clause that required a 67% vote for any bylaw amendment, a vote Karen never got. Even better, he had the original contracts and invoices from the last 5 years, and they didn't match the budget reports Karen had been mailing out. What followed was beautiful. Grandpa didn't make a scene. He asked for a formal audit at the next HOA meeting. Karen tried to shut him down until he handed the auditor a file thicker than her ego. Neighbors leaned in as page after page exposed inflated landscaping fees, ghost maintenance contracts, and suspicious payments to a company named Green Vision Solutions, registered to Karen's sister. Karen laughed nervously, trying to play it off. "This is just standard practice for subcontracting," she said. But people weren't buying it. Especially not when Grandpa pulled out the HOA debit card statements with charges for spa visits, catered brunches, and even a weekend at a luxury lodge. The HOA treasurer, who'd been suspicious for months but afraid to speak up, finally stood. "These expenses were never approved," she said. Her voice cracked, but her spine held firm. Neighbors gasped. Some started filming. Karen turned red, then purple, then ghost white. She tried to storm out but tripped over the power cord to the projector. As the screen blinked out, Grandpa stood slowly, lifted his cane like a gavel and said, "If anyone wants a real vote, I suggest we take one now." The room erupted. By the end of the night, Karen had been voted out unanimously. An emergency committee was formed. A criminal complaint was filed. The next week, a sheriff's deputy escorted her out of the HOA office while she screeched about conspiracies and veteran sympathy scams. Grandpa didn't gloat. He just took his evening walk the next day, same rhythm, same cane. The same kids waved, but this time, the trail had a new sign he carved himself. "Welcome home, neighbor." What do you think? Did Karen deserve that downfall? Or was Grandpa too harsh? Share your thoughts and tell us what justice should look like when power is abused. But that wasn't the end. Not even close. Because Karen didn't go quietly. No, she filed a defamation suit. Against my grandfather. Against the treasurer. Against me because I'd posted the projector footage online, and it went viral. 2 million views in 48 hours. A retired veteran calmly dismantling a corrupt board president while never raising his voice? The internet loved it. But Karen? She wanted blood. The summons arrived in a cream-colored envelope, with her lawyer's letterhead stamped in gold. Grandpa handed it to me without saying a word. He just looked out the window and said, "If she wants a fight, she'll get one. But it'll be the last fight she ever picks with someone who earned their place." It turned out Karen's lawyer was her cousin, and he hadn't done his homework. Because as the court date approached, Grandpa counterfiled. Not just with evidence from the audit, but with a complaint of fiduciary fraud, elder harassment, and misuse of HOA power under the state's newly passed Homeowners Protection Act. And here came the unexpected twist. The judge assigned to the case was the same man Grandpa used to play chess with at the community center. Judge William Reeves, a sharp, no-nonsense man known for his quiet discipline and deep respect for veterans. As soon as he saw Grandpa walk into the courtroom, that was it. Game over. Karen ranted. Her cousin stumbled through legal jargon. But the judge? He asked one question. Did the HOA board hold a valid vote to increase fees and amend bylaws? Karen sputtered. He continued, his voice steel beneath silk. I've read the filings. I've seen the footage. And I've reviewed the state audit. Mrs. Carter, you are not only in violation of state HOA regulations, you have abused your position to intimidate, embezzle, and retaliate. This court dismisses your suit and refers your actions to the district attorney's office. Karen gasped like someone had pulled the floor out from under her. The courtroom fell silent. I could feel her hate pouring out of her eyes like venom, but all Grandpa did was nod once and whisper, "Justice doesn't raise its voice. It shows up and does its job." It didn't take long after that. The DA filed charges within a month. Karen pleaded no contest. She was fined, stripped of all HOA involvement, and barred from participating in any residential leadership positions for a decade. Her house, the one she'd held up as her kingdom, went up for sale quietly. She moved out in the middle of the night. Grandpa never bragged, never posted a victory photo. He just returned to walking. Some days I joined him. Some days he walked alone. But he never missed a morning. The new HOA president? A young woman named Layla, who ran a nonprofit for veterans and single parents. She asked Grandpa to serve as community advisor. He declined, said his only title now was neighbor. They built a memorial bench near the garden. It has Grandpa's carving tools etched into the side, and a plaque that says, "Speak softly, stand firm. The path belongs to all of us." So now I ask you again, was it too much, or was it just enough? Let us know what justice means to you, because somewhere out there, another Karen is yelling at another neighbor, and someone quietly, patiently, is waiting to stand up.